What's up guys, welcome back to Let's Build Our Minecraft Town with me, Kieran. So you guys are wonderful, the support on the church build was incredible and I want to thank you all for that. So I'm just going to give you a little look around some of the houses. Obviously this video has been filmed quite a long time ago now, and the video you saw at the end of the church one, there was a lot more buildings, a lot more done. I'm just going to take you down to this little alleyway where these houses are. This is like one of my favourite places in town. It just feels so nice, especially with shaders on. But like I said, the end of the church video, there was a lot more built, including these two buildings here. So sorry that obviously this video is a little bit behind. So without further ado, I'm just going to show you that one there, which is kind of what we're modelling this one of, but I do change it up a lot later on. So to start off, we're going to dig out the basement and stick in the quartz. So most Georgian houses in England are sort of very plain, but yet detailed, if you understand what I mean. So it's like not overdoing it. The Georgian era obviously was about 200 years ago, called so because all of our kings at the time were called George. I think we had 4 of them. And yeah, so this period goes from about 1700, I believe, until 1830s, 1834 or something like that, when Queen Victoria became Queen, and then we had the Victorian age. So these buildings were built during the Georgian period. I believe in real life they are from about 1750. So I'm just showing you around the inside there. Sorry, I was just too busy chatting about Georgian era. So I've already planned out what I want where, and we will go into a video. I think 2 videos time will be our video on the interior. So I was just saying, Georgian buildings usually have like the base or the basement a different sort of brick or colour to well, they have the rest of the building itself. So this helps with detailing, because obviously, like I said, it's not very. They're very plain buildings, Georgian buildings, because back then it was very expensive to buy materials and windows. Windows, I think, were still taxed back in about the Georgian era, so you couldn't have large, big windows. You could just only have small little ones, or if you were rich, obviously, you could have whatever you want. So I believe this place was built by a very rich man. I don't know the entire history of this real place, but judging by it's next to the graveyard and a church, it must have been some really rich guy. So what we got down in the basement is 2 one-wide windows. These will be changed later on into 2 two-wide windows once I realise the one-wide windows don't look great. So what I'm doing now is just coming around with a wall, adding a little bit of detail to the outside of the building and integrating it into the high street. Now I'm just going to building a staircase, sort of nice shallow steps up to the door, and around the door I will be building some form of sort of, how would you describe it, like a doorway kind of thing, a fancy doorway with a nice little roof on top of it. So you'll see those many times in these series, because that's very Georgian, very traditional thing to do. So going to be bringing this wall all the way around. It just stops people from falling into your sort of basement area, but also gives you a way of looking in, and also lets light through, so you know, acts as quite a good thing. Like I said, the windows we are building in this first section of the video are 1 wide, but I do change them up in a few minutes time to 2 wide windows, because I just feel they look a lot better. Going to go around now and put brick along the top of all the blue wall, because obviously that shows rooms and walls. So we've got this back area which will be storage and stuff, but I will come on to the interior when we actually do it in a couple of episodes time. So this is the sharing wall. So this wall is the same between both buildings, so it'll be a nice brick wall. I don't have a video on the building next door to this one. I'm sorry about that. I didn't film it, I just sort of built it off a whim. So you know, if you do want to see how the one next door is built, just pop on the server. Link is in the description as always, and you can see what I did and how I built it. Just to clarify, there actually is meant to be 3 buildings here, but so far I've only built 2. So this is the bit I was talking about, sort of the archway section around. So we're just going to grab out some quartz pillar block. So this isn't widely used, but it's quite good to use. Obviously it does serve a good effect for when you want pillars made out of quartz, hence its name as well. So this texture pack I'm using right now is not the updated one that I had last episode, but the link will be in the description for that updated pack, because I think it looks so much better. So bringing up the stairway a little bit more, making it a little bit more central, make it 1 block higher actually. Just sticking in some quartz there. Don't worry about filling in the ground underneath because you can't actually see that from any angle, which is quite nice. Okay, so just putting in the sort of foundation level there. Obviously the floor I think is going to be raised by 1 maybe, or the floor is actually going to be, yeah, the floor is going to be where all those wall blocks are. We will come on to that next episode, doing the inside floor. So yeah, like that. So it'll be up to that level. So I have to move up all the blocks of wall later on, so we can see what's going to go where. Okay, right now we've got a few levels of bricks down, just putting in a doorway, and going to be sorting out this sort of portico section. Portico is the word for the sort of roof that goes above things like this. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like, you know, the triangular roof that goes above a door or an archway or something like that. So I'm just going to grab out some whatever it's called again, stone brick slabs. These are quite useful stuff. They look like tiles, so you know you can use them for all sorts of roofing. Finishing in that bit there and capping it off with some brick. So yeah guys, I do hope you are enjoying these. I've had requests a few episodes now ago and quite regularly about me doing traditional houses, and I will get onto that as soon as I can. I just have these couple of projects I've done I want to get out to you guys, I want you to see, but I will be getting onto houses, large houses, small houses, suburban houses, all of that sort of stuff, because I really enjoy those sort of builds, and I've got some great ideas and great things to show you. So yes, I will definitely be doing those soon. I've also had a request for a road tutorial and also like sort of road details like street lamps and such, and I'm sure all of you will enjoy that, so I will definitely get a video out on that soon. I think after this Georgian house I will do the road tutorial, which is quite easy to do, and then I've got another massive Georgian mansion. So this is what I was saying, hang on, this is what I was saying, I've made the windows 2 wide now instead. Ignore all of that you've done before with the 1 wide windows. So yeah, 2 wide, and we're going to do the basement ones exactly the same now, 2 wide. And we're going to remove this middle section because it sort of takes up too much light. So it now becomes a bit more of a flatter building. You'll see later on what we do to counteract that sort of flatness. Because obviously Minecraft is hard to have flat walls and such because they don't look great. But because I actually have an idea, and what it looks like in real life as well, it has these ivy and vines all covering it. So I think, as you saw from the thumbnail, I've put leaves all over the front of the building, and that sort of acts like a way of making it look like ivy, which is great. So down here we're just adding some sort of concrete to finish it all off. But back to what I was saying, yes, so after the road tutorial I will be doing the Georgian big manor house in the town high street. So that's like a really large Georgian townhouse built by a really rich man in 17 something or other, and it looks fabulous. So I've already built that, just got to do the inside on that one now, but that will be out after the road tutorial. So the road tutorial will be out after this video, well, not this video, but after this house is done. I want to say about 3 to 4 videos for this house, so you know you guys aren't waiting around forever for me to finish it like the church. But yeah, so we've got the second floor in now. I was just showing you there how I sort of plan out where I want the roofs and floors. So kind of ignore this detail I got here now, unless you like it, because I'm not a fan of what I've done, especially when it gets higher up. It doesn't look great. So if you want to keep these details, just keep them, so you can sort of see throughout the video where I was muttering what I've done exactly. So filling in these windows now, I'm using a light stained grey glass, or whatever you want to call it. So there we are. Oh, I keep getting stuck on that lamppost. It's looking good. It looks even better once I sort out the details I'm actually doing. So bricks upside down to act as sort of a ledge at the top. Well, not a ledge, more of a I'm not sure what the word is. Like a, yeah, I guess it is like a ledge above. But you know, that sort of detailing you get. Also, it helps make the windows look a bit more prominent, especially in these sort of buildings, because if it's all brick then it doesn't look great, but if you can make some sort of detail to make it look a bit more, you know, interesting, then it's great. So I'm toying around with the idea of this ledge here, and I don't think it looks good. I think right now we just need to stick with the plain building. So guys, yeah, just stick with the plain brick, and we will obviously cover it all up with leaves later on, and that looks so great. So just putting in the roof, the ceiling level of that one, and then we can plan out the rest of the upstairs. So that's the upstairs is exactly the same as the second floor, window wise. So you can see here I'm sort of getting rid of all of this detailing now. Like I said, I didn't feel it was right. You guys can keep it if you want. If you want to keep it for your builds, or take it as inspiration for another type of building. But this building is just going to be staying plain. So I tried some other idea on the side, like a little bit of quoit stones, but it didn't work either. So we're just going to set that to 45. Obviously you can replace that with brick anyway, so 45 is brick for all of those who are scared that I'm using too much world edit. So there we have it, a nice plain front building. Doesn't look amazing, but that's because we aren't done with it yet. So just sort of run with it, see what I'm doing. Getting a little bit more detail in there. Thinking about doing something there, but I don't think I do eventually. So there we go. So that's what we have to work with. So a nice flat fronted building. You can already start to feel the Georgian coming out of this if you have been to England, if you have seen old English towns and stuff. Lots of London buildings are like this, Georgian, because, you know, we have that sort of style of architecture that went around. And you may get Georgian buildings confused with Victorian buildings occasionally, so we just sort of branch it all underneath the traditional sort of look. So I'm putting some sort of ledge at the top here. This will act as the boundary between the roof and the top. Also, it helps, you know, break it up. Lots of buildings have this. Lots of townhouses have this. So there we go. We're actually starting to get it looking very much more like a townhouse. I've done a lot in this first episode already. I'm quite pleased with myself. Come around the side now. I'm going to be adding a window into this sort of office. So this building, I've actually designed it to be a office for like finance, so sort of stockbroker office. And when you get around to adding computers and all of that later on, and I'm really proud of the inside of this one. It's the first interior I've done in ages, and you'll be seeing it's quite high class. Not to blow my own trumpet or anything, but I think it's done quite well. So that's where I'm going to put the window. It's 5 in from the outside, and it's going to be the same height as the other ones. So 4 high. I think I may add it as 3 high because I've put it 1 too high up. 1 too high up. 1 too high up. But I do rectify that in later videos, so I will come back to that if I remember it. There we are. So it's nice. Continuation of the theme around. Now we're getting some quartz stairs in the mix, so helps break up the stone, helps break up the brick a little bit, because quartz and brick are really nice together in Float HD. The red and the white, you know, really does work. Well, red and white really do go together anyway. They're complete contrast pretty much. So there we go, we're breaking it up. Also, we're getting that white from downstairs up into the top levels. So do the same with these ones here. If I can place blocks, that is. And the same with those ones there. So you can keep a few brick if you want. Like, we could have kept those downstairs ones as brick, all the upstairs ones as brick to break it up a little bit. But I think, you know, quartz looks good. Quartz definitely stands out a bit more than brick. So fly back, it's looking more like a Georgian building by the second now. Nice big sash windows. So this is obviously, like I was saying, window tax. So this place would have been a quite expensive, quite a rich person's house. So again, putting in the quartz on the windows. So this side's going to be a bit more plain than the front, as in less windows. I think I put eventually 3 windows in, 2 on the ground floor, or 1 on the ground floor, 1 second floor, and 1 on the top floor. I think it's sort of modelled like that. Carrying on the ledge around the roof, just to keep the details going around. In the next episode, we will start the roof itself. It's quite an interesting roof, because I don't know whether you've seen Georgian roofs before, but they are quite shallow, usually quite flat as well. So I will be doing that. I'll have it built out of, I think it's spruce wood, and so it breaks up from the church because we were using dark oak for the church. Breaks it up a little bit. Also, it still adds that detail of like the dark sort of tiles that they use. So we've got on the top of the ledge, we've got this stone slab that breaks up the brick a lot. And there you have that side. So I'll carry that on back into the cemetery later on, next episode, or even this episode. I can't remember what else we do. Okay, so I'm going to start placing the vines and the ivy across the front of the church. Townhouse. So, you know, you can go buck wild with this. You can do whatever you want. I'm placing wall one colour at the moment because I will use World Edit to change the properties and change each leaf individually using that special code I showed you before. But you guys, if you don't have World Edit or can't use it, just have 3 different leaf colours in your inventory and keep scrolling or clicking between them and just placing them wherever you want, because this is meant to be naturally looking, not order. So, you know, just really go crazy with it. Make it feel like it is a vine sort of creeping up the side of the building. That's kind of what I'm going for here, because look at that. That already broke up all the brick. There's no plainness here anymore. We have a really nice detailed building. So what I will come around and do in a sec is add some what they call fence posts in to act as sort of like big chunky branches of ivy, and you know, keep going with that sort of thing. Gonna come around here now and just select all of those leaves, and we're going to change those up to a different colour each. So replace. We've been through this code last time for the floor, so it's / replace 18, because 18 is the code for just overall general leaves. 18:1, so we've got 18 on its own, which is just oak leaves, 18:1, which is spruce leaves, 18:2, which is birch leaves. So we change it up, and it replaces it with like a, what's the word? Probability, I think, of a ratio. That's it, a ratio of each leaf compared to the amount of leaves there. So I think it looks cool. It looks different, like I said before. Having different coloured leaves just makes it sort of feel colour density better. So I do put another window here. Just remember that now. So we have 2 windows on the ground floor, which looks quite nice. So that'll be looking into the sort of staff kitchen area. The first window looks into like the ground floor office, and we'll be having another window upstairs which looks into the assistant manager's office, and we'll have another window as well that looks into the manager's office. I unfortunately don't build a 3rd floor on this building because I forget to add stairs. So, you know, you can do whatever you want with the 3rd floor, but just saying, I don't do anything with it. So you can sort of see the graveyard to the side of me, and we actually have an up and coming world tour coming out soon. Should be out in a couple of days, and that'll be interesting because you guys can see everything we've done so far. And if you like them as much as you used to like world tours, then you know I will definitely get Finn out the cupboard again. Not really that's the best phrase to say it, but yeah, I'll get Finn out the closet and we can have a go. Because, you know, they're quite fun to do, especially Finn. He enjoys, you know, just saying what he wants when he goes around. So now I'm coming around and adding some detail on the brick itself. So this is great because it sort of makes it look like we've got weathered bricks that have fallen out, or just sort of indents and stuff, or the way the light's catching it differently. It just makes it feel different, makes it feel a bit more used and interesting. So I don't know what I did there, but I definitely suggest you do this. This is a great detail, and you can do it on all sorts of flat walls, as long as you have stairs which accompany that colour. So there we go, it makes it look like it's been a used building. So put a couple down here as well, one just above there, like that. So you can do it in pairs or you can do it individually. It just makes it look a bit different. Obviously from the inside you can't see a thing, so that's fine, but from the outside it just makes it look weathered. So we're going to carry on filling in this wall now, set 45. And we can add extra windows as well. I think I do maybe add them next week. Not now. Although I may copy and paste them now. I'm not too sure. But yes, so these vines can cover the entire face of that side if you want, and the entire face of this side, as they all link up onto the next building and the building next to that as well. So it's sort of like 3 buildings that have an entire sort of vine work that's been worked across it. So I do add a window up here. So this is going to be where the manager, the deputy manager's office will be, on the 2nd floor. And then we add another one around the back, but we haven't got to the back yet. The back will be for when we do the roof. So now I'm just going to be adding a few more bits of detail around, like the upside down stair and the stair right way up. I need to think of a name for that. So any ideas what I could call this sort of technique of putting stairs in walls? I guess it's like bricking out, making it look like a brick's fallen out. Yeah, so that's the idea of what we want for this wall. Already it's feeling quite old, quite weathered, quite used, which is what we want. So, sort of linking in these vines with the ground, going to go up and change it all up a little bit again. So, unfortunately what I've done is I accidentally linked the tree and some of the leaves in a later video, and all the leaves fall off the side. So I have to replace them, and I also replace them constantly anyway because that's ruined it completely. So make sure that doesn't happen. So I think you just saw it then. I connected it, and then these leaves were like, oh yeah, you're part of the tree now. So it sort of gets a little bit funny. So just be careful of that. Also, if you change things with World Edit too much, it also does funny things. But now you can see I'm just going to get out some what they called fences now. I'm going to go for dark oak fences actually, not the light ones. Sort of looks a little bit better against the red. So yeah, we'll put some in, acting like sort of the vines, the actual like stems of the ivy and such. So we are nearing the end of this first video on our Let's Build a Georgian Townhouse. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Many more parts to come, and like I said, a road tutorial is on its way as well. So there we have it, adding some of those to make it look a bit more like branches. Just brings the detail out a little bit more. So same code again in there. Yeah, that window in the middle looks quite cool, as it's different, it's not aligned to the rest, and it just looks interesting. So carrying on the ledge around the top, and finishing that off with some brick slabs. So bringing around the stone slabs on the top as well. Like I said, the roof we will start next episode, so you can see what I mean by a Georgian roof. So there we have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Just come around with a little fly around the front. So I will see you next week, where we start the roof and the back. And then soon we'll have the inside done, this place will be finished. So thank you, and goodbye. Let's have a dance off. Right here, right now. No, right here, right now. So, oh, maybe not then.